There it is.
And I know that we've got some bumps coming here, so I don't know how this car is going to handle it.
This is a hardcore tire. F1 style front bumper. Alright, listen to this. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we've got a very fresh new car. It is the all-new Renault Megane RS Trophy. And of course, the Trophy has always been sort of the hardcore version of the street car. So it's still a street car, it's still a road car. But it is a little bit more tweaked for the track and track driving. So today I'm going to show you around the car, show you all the features on it. Then we'll take it for a drive along this road towards the Autobahn and do an Autobahn blast. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive updates when we upload a new video, and follow us on Instagram at AutoTopNL. So, what is it? Well, it's a trophy, and there is only one place, or maybe two places, you can see that this is actually a trophy. One, let's start with the easy one. There's a trophy sticker on the F1 style front bumper. So, trophy, that's actually the only place I could find anywhere in and around the car that it says trophy. And the second way you can see that we have a trophy is because we have these lightweight trophy wheels with these bespoke Bridgestone Potenza S007 tires. You can actually see that there's a little RS logo right there. So these tires are bespoke for this car. And they are very sticky. As you can see, they are, this is a hardcore tire. I wouldn't want to drive this on a very wet, cold day, but they are very nice and grippy on a regular day like this. This color is called jaune Sirius, which is yellow in French. And we've also got on the trophy these special Brembo brakes. It's a bi-material, so it's a composite brake, and it is only for the trophy. You can't get that on a regular Megane RS. They are very nice, very hard. And on the rear we've got an RS badge right there, but no trophy badge. So I would have liked to see, you know, a trophy badge right there, or maybe even here, to just give it a little bit more of a special appearance, because right now, you know, you can't see the difference. We do have a different exhaust on the trophy with a valve control in there, which is a first for the Megane RS, which is nice. And they have done some other stuff to the engine as well. So we still have where is it? There it is. We still, wow, that looks tuney. There's no cover or anything. We still have the 1.8 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, but we have a different turbo that has ceramic bearings. So it runs at almost 200,000 RPM, and it runs better with less friction, and that means that it spools up quicker and that you have a better throttle response as well. It has 20 horsepower more than the standard one, so that's from 280 to 300. It also has, which is kind of a cool story, the cylinder head had to be changed because the temperatures and the loads, it just couldn't cope with that, with the new extra power. So they had to get an analysis, a CFD analysis, from a special department within Renault. But they were booked for several months. So they contacted the Renault F1 team and asked them if they could help them with the analysis. They did, they got it within the week, and they changed, they redesigned the entire cylinder head to cope with that extra temperature and load, which is kind of a cool story, I think. It also has 10 Newton meters more than the regular Megane RS, which has 390. This has 400. We have a manual today, a 6-speed manual, but if you go for the EDC version, so the flappy pedal gearbox, you get another 20 Newton meters. So that's 420. 0 to 100 is down to 5.7 seconds from 5.8 seconds for the regular one. So it is actually, you know, a little bit quicker. It is sharper. It has the cup chassis as standard, so that means that you get 25% stiffer dampers, 30% stiffer springs, 10% stiffer roll bars, anti-roll bars. And in here you get the Alcantara interior with the Alcantara on the steering wheel, on the center console. We have these incredible Recaro seats with an RS logo. They are really nice. They are very snug, but they are nicely padded, so they are not that uncomfortable. We've got the rear seat down for some extra sound, because that new exhaust is very loud. It gives you an incredible amount of very loud bangs. Yo! 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 But this Alcantara package is sort of an option on the regular Megane RS. So there are some things like the cup chassis, like the Alcantara on the interior, that you can get on a normal one, but you get standard if you go for a trophy. So it's basically the GTS for Porsche is the trophy for this Megane RS. We also still have the 4Control, so the 4-wheel steering. The rear wheels steer against the front wheels at lower speeds and with the front wheels at higher speeds. So the regular review, we've done that already for the Megane RS. So today I'm going to focus on how the trophy changes, improves the Megane RS. And the engine is the thing we are going to start with, because as I said in my review of the Megane RS, they have sort of moved it on the spectrum of the hot hatches. They have sort of moved it towards the VW Golf GTI or the Golf R, more like hot hatches to drive every day. And I said then that that shift was really noticeable compared to the older Megane RS. And this one is a lot harder, a lot more aggressive. It's stiffer, it's faster. So I really like how they have sort of pulled the two apart, the regular one and the trophy, and made them two completely different cars, because this engine is so much more aggressive. It runs so much better with that new turbo, with those ceramic bearings. It just builds boost much more aggressively in some way. I don't really know how it works, obviously, but you do feel the difference. So we've got the RS drive button right here. Let's change it to race mode. So that means that the exhaust valves open. So the sound gets a bit darker and you get these really loud bangs. It gets a bit louder as well. But it's insane how loud these bangs are, because you sort of see this kind of thing disappearing nowadays with all the OPF filters and stuff like that. But this is properly loud. I mean, they are very loud, and it's sort of the story with everything on this trophy. Everything is tweaked just a little bit. It's just a little bit harder. It's a little bit faster. It's a little bit sharper. It's a little bit louder. And all those changes, all those little refinements make this such a fun car, and much better, in my opinion, to drive than the regular one. It is, however, very stiff and hard. So as a daily driver, you have to be committed, because it is very hard, but it is a lot of fun. All right,
with these loud bangs, of course, we have a little tunnel here, so let's open the windows. All right, listen to this. That is really, really loud. So you do feel that with those sticky tires, with that extra stiff suspension, that 4-control 4-wheel steering, that the car is a little bit more, no, not a little bit, it's a lot more twitchy than before. It's very agile, and you sometimes get a weird feeling on the turn-in from that 4-wheel steering, because the rear sort of feels like it's sliding out. But it does mean that the car feels like it's turning really well, that it's sort of pivoting. And you know, if you combine that with the fact that it feels so hunkered down and so much more aggressive, then you know, you end up with something that's probably one of the best all-round hot hatches available right now, if you go for a very sporty one. So maybe all-round is not the correct word, but if you want an aggressive, hunkered down hot hatch, I think this is one of the best you can get right now. I mean, oh, this cornering speed is insane with these tires. Man, okay. So another problem we had, or not a problem, but another thing that we noticed with the standard Megane RS on the Autobahn is that it sort of struggled at higher speeds, that it ran out of breath. And we noticed that already on the B road, that the engine revs a lot more happy. And on the Autobahn you notice it as well, because it just goes right up until the red line. Maximum power output is at 6,000 RPM, but it's actually quite happy to run past that. So that's 240 plus, shifting now. So even though it is very stiff, very hard, it's still drivable on the Autobahn. 250. Top speed is 260 kilometers an hour, and it will get there if you have the space, but it's actually not that bad today with the traffic. So maybe if this little van here is going to behave, 255. Oh, come on. 256. Oh man, it's crawling. And I know that we've got some bumps coming here, so I don't know how this car is going to handle it. No, it's not going any faster, but it will do it. We've done it, so it will go there. And of course we have already recorded our Autobahn stuff and our performance measurements with our GPS performance box. We actually measured it almost 2 seconds quicker, 100 to 200 kilometers an hour, than a regular Megane RS, and it was a little bit quicker than a Mercedes AMG A35, which has 306 horsepower and a double clutch gearbox. So the performance of this car is there. It really delivers, and it's a big accomplishment that Renault have gained another 20 horsepower and another 30 newton meters from this engine, because don't forget, this is only a 1.8 and it has to compete with almost exclusively 2 liter or more. It is actually a big accomplishment that they have extracted that much more, and that it actually feels this much better, that it feels so much more aggressive and powerful. I think currently this is the hot hatch to beat in the 4-cylinder department. I don't think you can get anything better than this because it feels magnificent. And I love the fact that, you know, you get all this hardcore hardware, you get those hydraulic bump stops, you get those bi-material composite brakes, you get those super lightweight wheels. Those wheels are 2 kilos lighter per corner. Those brakes are 1.8 kilos lighter per corner, so that's already 3.8 kilos per corner. Add to that a lightweight battery that saves 8 kilos and you're at 23, 24 kilos lighter than before. You know, they have done some serious work to really make a difference compared to a regular Megane RS. And it has worked out beautifully. I was not expecting the difference to be this big. Okay, let's see how it handles this bump here. Oh, wow, the damping is really good. It is very stiff, but it doesn't really change direction on a bump. So of course we've got the RS monitor here as well, which is also standard on the trophy. So you get all this data like the steering angle, your speed. Don't know if we can get anything else on there. I'm just going to focus. Oh, here maybe. I really love the steering wheel as well. I love the steering feel. I mean, there's not much that I don't like about this car, which doesn't happen that often. So since this is the Dutch border, I'm going to end this review here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can check out this POV review or go check out this playlist of POV reviews. We've made a lot of them, so go check it out. Thanks so much for watching and we'll see you at the next one. Bye guys.